Today on Fat Guy Fixer Upper, I'm filming the very first episode ever. I'm going to be working on my security camera system so I can see what the heck's going on my property. Whether people are trespassing, animals are doing the hokey pokey, or space aliens are abducting cows. I want to see it. So stay tuned. Well, today I'm going to try to hook up a bunch of cameras to my security system. I have a hybrid system which uses BNC cables and it uses network cables. And right now what I'm trying to figure out is what it's going to take for me to run the cables farther than 800 feet. Alright, so right now I have a mess of cables all around me. So I don't have a tripod, so I'm just leaning it on a box, so hopefully the camera won't fall over while I'm doing this. Nope. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out what I need to make this work. So I have a power over Ethernet switch, which is supposed to supply the power to the line up to 800 feet. But I have an issue where I need the line to split into a Y because I want to run 3 cameras off of one line, one going north and one basically going off to the west. And the one going to the west is going to split off again into 2 others. So there'll be a total of 3 cameras on this one line. So first thing I tried out, I tried to buy some injectors. I found out this does not work. This is for something totally different. Through trial and error I found that out. Then I just got this, I think I just got this yesterday. And this is supposed to be an extender which continues electricity to allow the electricity to keep flowing through the cable, I guess. And it could hook up to 4 cameras apparently. So I'm going to give this a try. And how I'm going to try it out is I have all the cables laying here on the table and running across the floor. And I'm just going to connect it together and hopefully it works. Also going to have like a line running south that goes to 2 cameras. And that line is going to be close to, I think it's going to be like 600 feet for it going south as well. So I'm going to try it on the shorter cable first. If it works for the shorter cable, then we'll try it with the really long cable. All right, so here is my mess of cables. So this one right here, it's 150. Then it is also connected to this set of cables here. This is 250. So we're looking at, let me think, plus, let me start this over again. So here's my mess of cables for the setup I'm going to have running south. All right. I have a 150-foot cable. I have a 250-foot cable, and then I have another 100-foot cable. This 100-foot cable is going to a network connector, which also is a surge protector for lightning. So hopefully this will help prevent, lightning from destroying my system, or at least reduce the damage so that way the whole thing isn't lost. So here's the camera I'm going to test it out on. So I don't have a tripod, so I'm going to try to hold this camera in one hand, connect this stuff somehow, and hope to God it actually works. Or else I'm going back to more research again to try to figure out what's going on. So I'm going to start off. Let me see here. So I'm going to do the 100 feet to 200 foot. So this makes it 350 feet. I'm going to hold this and do this at the same time. All right, well, like I said, I don't have a tripod, so just bear with me as I try to do this. Oh, I stuck, well, I'll explain that later. I don't feel like doing it now. Just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. Ah! All right, yeah, this ain't gonna work too well with one hand. Here I go. So I'm gonna try something crazy. I don't have a tripod, so I'm gonna try to use my chin to see if I can hold this in place while I work on it. So I have no idea if this will actually work. Ah!
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
First one went in. Ooh, that sucks. Hopefully that didn't break. And, well, I'm going to take this thing bobber off. Or just do that. That works. Okay. Plug this sucker in. Alright, I got the 150 cable attached. Ugh. And then let's connect this, put that here. Yeah, I've been doing all kinds of experiments to try to get this to work. And we're going to find out. Well, let's see if the little light bulb on this cable starts blinking. And no blinking. I'm not getting any blinking. Perhaps I have to flip the switch. And all right, as you can see, I just plugged in the 150 foot, or now the 250 foot cable into the input port. Then the 150 is plugged into the port next to it. I turned the extender switch to on. It's supposed to make it go farther. And now this is the camera I had plugged into the 150 foot to test to see if it works. And I'm looking at and this right here is the network light, and it's not blinking. So that means it's not working, or I screwed something up. So I'm gonna go check the source to make sure it's plugged into the PoE, the power over Ethernet switch. All right, so this is my setup for now. I'll try to make it look nicer when I'm done. This is the power over Ethernet switch. And I have a monitor here temporarily. And like I said, as you can see, it's just a ball of cables right now. Once I get this figured out, I'll try to make it look nice so I don't have cables just hanging from the rafters, literally. Whoops. I gotta remember to keep my finger off the lens. Unless you guys want to look at that. But alright, here we go. Make sure everything's plugged in. Alright. This is the cable that I'm using to test with. It's plugged into a 90 watt output port. The lights are on, and one is sort of blinking. So it looks like it's good. Looks like the settings are correct to my best of my knowledge. Where'd the mouse go? Oh. Fix this. Alright, and there's no picture on the screen from that camera. Oop, I just lost the picture. What happened? Oh, I unplugged it. Not good. Alright, let it boot back up. Eventually, as you can see, it's a massive mess that I need to clean up and organize. But I'll do that. And it turned off again. I'll do that later after I get everything figured out. There. Power's back on. Okay. Once it boots back up, I guess I'll go mess with the things again. I'm going to try switching ports on this thing to see if I can get this to work. Alright, here's a close-up view. And, you know, now that I think about it, I don't think this thing is blinking. Should be in. Yep, it's in. So maybe hold the camera with my neck. See what happens. Alright, let's try plugging this in. It's getting no light. None whatsoever. This thing started doing something. I don't understand what it's doing. Oh, the camera's making the noise. It's a woodpecker? Alright, well, hang on. Oh, it's lighting up, and it stopped. I wonder if this thing's just defective. Well, alright, I just turned off the extend switch thing. It all blinked. Or maybe, could it be that? See, look, it blinks for a second and cuts out. Why? Why is it doing that? Could it be just, I wonder if this lightning protector causing it. Think. Alright, so let's try removing this. And I'm going to pull this cable out, the 250. Alright, so if the camera's recording, we're back. We're going to find out if that thing, now that it's blinking over there, is coming up on the screen. So hopefully it is. And it seems to be working. Let me do a close-up shot for you. Oh. So, yep, it looks like it's working right here. This is it. So I'm getting a picture feed, even though I know it's just a bunch of cables. So it works with 250. I'm going to go do some experimenting to see if I can make it work past that point. So I'm going to go couple cables together again and hope to God this works. All right, so I'm going to head over there and I'm going to see if I can get, let's see, I'm going to try to connect or couple the 250 foot onto the other 150 foot, even though it's way past operational reach or whatever, supposedly. So I'm on my way over there. Back over here, lights are still blinking. That's a good sign. Let's see, so I'm going to take the 250 footer, disconnect this camera, disconnect the camera. I'm going to plug it in the 250. Alright, so I just unplugged this from the camera right here. I know it's kind of confusing because I got other cameras and stuff in the way. Yeah. So I'm going to plug this into this with one hand. Look at that. Then I'm going to plug the lightning protector into the line. Only if I had a camera mount. Alright. The crazy views that you can see from my hand. Oh well. Alright, so plugging the stuff in. Alright, plugged in the lightning protector. Looking at the camera. And the camera's getting absolutely no power. So, I'm going to disconnect the lightning protector. Stick on a coupler. And it's also a different type of lightning protector. We'll see if it works. Yeah, it's not working. It's past operational limit. So, alright, I have this coupler in here, and obviously it's not going to work because it's past the 328 feet network limit thing. And this thing's not blinking in and out. Just had an idea. This is a 30 watt output port, and this is a 90. I'm going to try plugging this in the here just because I'm crazy. Alright, here's the close-up. Lights in. I have it in the 60 watt output port. Maybe it's too much, maybe it's not. I have the switch off. So I'm going to check the cable. Not blinking. Alright, let's try extend switch on, change colors, and do I have electricity? Nothing. I know this cable works, so it's not the cable. Could be the device. I mean, 250 feet, it's not past its run limit or whatever it's called. So let's try switching the ports to the 30 watt port and see what happens. I'm gonna have to do a lot of video editing. Alright, just plug the 250 into the output port, pushing it in. I'm getting green light. That's good. That's good. Alright. Oh, it's blinking. I'll try to aim the camera at something so it doesn't look so... let's aim it at the... I'm going to aim it over there at the wall. No, stay. Well, it's... whatever, it works. Alright, so we're going to head back over there. Alright, so I'm back over here. And... we have success. So here's the shot. It's aiming at the camera, so it's working with, let's see, so it's 350 feet ran. So let's see, I'm going to try adding more onto the 250 foot. Let's see if that will work. Because maybe what my issue is I just have to buy more of those box. So I'm looking at the camera feed, and every once in a while the camera feed freezes. I'm going to try something crazy and switch the 90 watts to a 30 watt port. So I just moved the cable from the left there over to the right from a 90 watt port to a 30 watt port. And now I'm just going to wait for see if the camera comes back up on the screen. Oh, it came back up as you just saw. And it appears to be lagging. Alright, so I'm going to go back over and try to mess with it again. Back over here again. Light's still blinking. For some freaking reason it's lagging. I'll shut this off. Yeah, I turned off the extend mode. Lights are still blinking. Now I kind of wonder if I should put the 250 foot going from the power over Ethernet before it goes through the 100 foot. Now note these are all CAT6 cables I have connected. And the camera just turned on. Oh, camera blinking again. Alright, going back over there. Well, the picture's still on. I can see the fan spinning. And I have it because I haven't aimed at the ceiling. But every once in a while, it kind of seems like it freezes up. So I don't know if that's a normal thing. Maybe because it's lagging process or something. Well, now I have no link. What is going on? I have no freaking idea. Every once in a while I'll get the picture of it'll say no link. Well, so I'm going to try hooking the 250 foot up to the power over Ethernet switch. We're going to see how, and then have the 250 go to that box, and hope to God that maybe that will fix the issue, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Alright, I'll take this 250, here's the box, here's the camera. Okay, ooh, that might have fell, might have been bad. Alright, got the 150 cable headed on over there. Alright. So there's the 100 foot cable. I don't know why the camera can't focus. There's the 250, the 150, there's the box, there's the camera. Alright, time to figure this out. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna try to untangle this. And boy, is it tangled. Alright, so basically, I'm gonna try to untangle the 100 foot cable right now, because it's in a mess, before I can actually continue on to see if this actually works. But yeah, I'm just trying to, oops, well, that ain't gonna work too well. It's gonna damage the cable if I do that. Now, if you're wondering, I got silver stuff on this cable. That's aluminum foil. I wrapped the cable in aluminum foil. I found out that it keeps animals from chewing on it. Because before in the past, with my previous camera system, I would stick the cables outside and the animal would come along and chew on it, even if it was buried. And by wrapping it in aluminum foil, they haven't touched it for whatever reason. I guess they don't like chewing on metal. So yes, that's why it's wrapped in aluminum foil. All right. The reason why it was in the plastic bag because it just didn't work. I was hoping to send it back, but at this point, I need to get this figured out. Alright, first things first, plug this cable. Alright, untangle this mess. I'm going to plug it into the 90-watt port. Alright, cable plugged in. Grabbing the 150. Put this on the steps. Grab the switcher box. Alright, plugging in the 150. Lit up. So that's good. I hope. I'm going to plug in the 150 now. Alright. So I have the 250 plugged in. It is blinking. So I wish I had them. Secret technique, hold with chin. Alright, so now I have it plugged in, but the port ain't blinking. Of course, I might have to have the camera plugged in. Alright, we're going to try plugging the camera in first to see if I can even get a signal. Alright, just plugged the camera in. Let's see. I'm not getting any blinking light whatsoever. So I'm going to try switching to extend. See if I get a blinking light. Nothing. Odd. Why aren't you working? Alright, I'm going to try to move it from the 60 watt output port to the 30 watt. See what happens. Alright, I just plugged it in. It's blinking. That's a good sign, I hope. Going back over here. It's blinking on there. Alright. Now I'm going to look over here. What do we got? Ooh, picture came on. That's good. Alright. Alright. I'll just turn the camera to look at me. That's an ugly mug. Let's see if move my head. See if it lags at all. Yes, this is the phone I'm using to record. Amazing, right? Oh, wait. I guess when I pointed at that, you can only see the camera. So if I point at that, you can see the phone. Okay. Yeah. I'm crazy. Alright. I know you can't really see me through the mess of cables, but I'm going to try to hook up the 100-foot cable to the 150-foot, and if I'm really, really lucky, it'll work. Oops. Alright, got the cable. Alright, so this is the end of the camera right here on this one. I'm going to plug it into this. I guess you can't see what I'm doing. So let's readjust you. Got to plug it up. We use a coupler. Join the 100-foot and the 150. This is also a lightning protector. It's a little bit different. There's a cheaper one than the other one that you saw before, but God willing, this will work. All right. Well, it just started blinking. So now I'm waiting to see if it comes up on the monitor. If I'm lucky, we'll be good to go. All right, if my camera could just focus. Boom. It seems to be working. So we can see my hand moving. I'm moving my fingers to see. Oh, there is some leg. It froze. So maybe what's going on, maybe it's these couplers that are causing the lag issue, or it could be because there's a break in the line. I do have regular couplers that are not lightning protectors that I could try. If that doesn't work, then I could try connecting the 250-foot, another 250-foot, to see if just one solid cable will actually work to fix the problem. Or maybe I just have to buy more of these, because they say on the product review, or on this link where I bought it from, you can connect up to 3 of these. So I'm going to try this out. I'm going to try getting a different coupler first, and if that doesn't work, then I'll just grab another 250 and see if that works. Straight from the box here. Alright, so I brought a couple things over. I got the 250-foot. This is another 250-foot. I brought a regular coupler. This is not a lightning protector or anything. It's just a regular standard one. And I have my 1,000 megabyte injector. See if that works. And then I have 100 megabyte injector to see if this works. So hopefully one of these things might fix my problem. So off I go. Also, decided to try to grab another camera, just to see if it's the camera too. All right, there's my two 250 cables. That's the 150 cable. This is the 100-foot cable, and there's the second camera I brought over. So, what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to start off with, I guess I'll start with this coupler. Actually, let me rethink this. Since I brought over this other camera, I'm going to try hooking up the other camera first and see if it lags. So if it's lagging with the other camera, the white one, then I'll know it's just the camera doing it. If it's basically if it does it with the white camera, I'll know it's still an issue with the cable. If it doesn't do it with the white camera and it works fine, then I know it's the black camera causing the issue. So I'm going to try hooking it up right now. So I'm now attempting to hook up the cameras. I'm going to hook it up to the coupled camera that I have together. It's now in. And does this have a blinking light? No, this doesn't have a blinking light in the camera. Oh, wait. It has a blinking light right there. Alright, so I'm going to go back over to the screen. And, well, I know it's getting power at least. That's important. So I'm going to put this back up here. And then we're going to see if it comes up on the screen over here. Alright, here we go. Alright, as the camera focuses. Oh, look at that. Alright. Okay, so it's working. So, I'm going to wiggle my fingers. And if it lags, it doesn't seem to be lagging like it did with the other one. You know, I just got this crazy idea. I never did take off this little adapter on the other camera. Basically, before I had the PoE switch, I had cables that I would plug into that split the Ethernet to give power over the thing. So I wonder maybe if it's the cable that's causing the problem here. Well, yeah, I know. Fortunately, my cameras don't focus too well. Oh, there's my fingers again. Well, as I can see, there is no lag. So I really wonder if it's kind of weird having two cameras. I really wonder if it is that thing. So I'm going to try taking that off. This right here, I'm going to try taking this off and plugging the camera in. I'm going to feel so stupid if that's what's causing the issue the whole time. All right. If you're wondering, I did have these cameras up before, but at a close location. I did not try to run it the extended distances of 800 feet. These were only like 50 foot away when I was testing it out. And that's when I learned about that there was a power over Ethernet switch, and I didn't need these things. And now I've taken it off, and I'll hopefully get the power from here. Well, as far as I know, because I'm staring at the screen, adjust the camera a little bit so you can maybe see what I'm saying. Oops. Anyways, so I don't appear to be lagging on the screen. And I'm not getting a no link issue. So literally, my problem the whole time could have been this stupid thing on the camera. So I'm going to find out. I'm going to plug this in. Or maybe it was just the camera itself. So I'm going to plug this in, see what happens. So disconnect this. I'm going to plug her in. Alright, I got no link on the screen because I just swapped cameras. But if all goes well, it's going to pop up there. So let me switch views. Alright, still got camera just offline. Just so you know, if you see the other views on here, I haven't angled the cameras yet. Haven't installed them all. It's still a work in progress, and you'll see me probably in other videos start adjusting stuff. Okay, we got a picture. Alright, came up. Alright. So let's do the motion test. Wiggle my fingers. Well, basically what I'm looking for right now, because it was, if you remember with the ceiling fan, the picture would like freeze for a second, or just say no link. Oh, let's see. I'm still wiggling my arms. I'm slowing down. Ooh. Well, I think this figured out the issue. I'm thinking that cable, the splitter, wherever it fell to, I'm not sure where it fell, disappeared on me, but wherever it went, that wherever it went, whatever my issue was, it was caused by that stupid splitter that I should have took off from the beginning. Yeah, I'm still not having any lag issues. Cool. So it looks like I figured out my situation. So I got one more thing to test for the southern run camera. If I get time, I'll get a Google Earth view of my house so you can see where I'm running the camera to in the video included later. So now I'm going to try to split the camera into two separate feeds. So if I can split this thing off at the end, I'll be able to have my two cameras pointing opposite directions so I can see what's going on. So I'm going to try one of these injector boxes at the end. I don't know if that'll mess with it or not. If that doesn't work with the injector boxes at the end, what I'll try to do is I'll try to move this box right here. I'll move this to the end, and then I'll see if I can put the coupler here to see if I can save money on having to buy another one of these things. So we'll see how it works. I'll mess around, but I'll save that for another video in the future. Thanks for watching me experiment on trying to figure out how to make cameras run. We actually had some success, figured out the problem of what was causing the link issue and the freeze up. So in my next video, I'll probably be trying to figure out how to what else I need for the camera feed running to the south. So thanks for watching my first video. Like and subscribe, helps me out. Personally, I'm just hoping you guys enjoy the video, because I just do this work around my house regardless. So I figured I might as well share and how I do things around my, I guess, homestead, you call it. So see you guys next time.